They're done doing stuff. They don't have a job. Let's give them another one. We're gonna have them carve out this area up here. Yay. And then that. But not quite. Because see, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask them to make channels, my apologies, channels. Which means what they're gonna do is they're gonna dig out down to the floor below. Let me get rid of that extra bit right there. I'm gonna dig down so that there'll be a hole in the floor here. Instead of digging out a hole, just, narrow walkway, they'll leave a hole in the floor. And that'll be good, because that way, well, you'll see what we're doing here. See, the funny thing about farming underneath the ground is that you totally don't have things like, water or sun. You don't really have much in the way of soil either. It's all rock. So what we're doing here is we're carving away the raw rock, and we're going to create a hole above this so that dwarves can come with buckets and pour out water down into the rock, leaving a nice little layer of sediment called mud. We like mud because mud will allow us to plant plants, specifically mushrooms, because dwarves love mushrooms. They're their favorite food, and if they're not their favorite food, well, too bad, because that's all they're going to be eating for a long time. Let's check about our dwarves while we do this. Cassius, what you doing? You're chilling. Alright. Zor, you're not doing anything. Why aren't you cutting down trees? Let's head down here to our entrance. Oh, look, because you cut down all the trees. Let's see if there are any more trees. Trees regrow. So I'm going to have him move all the way over here and cut trees again. There's one tree right there that, wasn't there before. It grew up. So now we're going to go head down. But that's not going to last him very long. So let's tell him to cut down more trees. Let's head down here. And have him cut all the trees in this little bit. And that's not that much of a bit. So we're going to go down here and have him cut all the trees in this little bit. That's not much of a bit either. So we're going to go down here. Oh, look. Bottom of the valley. Plenty of trees there. That'll keep him busy at least for a little while. So who else is not working? Cassius ain't working, but that's okay. We don't have any jobs for him just yet. Our herbalist, Breadbox is still gathering plants. He's a diligent worker. And we have, oh look, we've picked some plants. Look at that. He picked some wild strawberries. He doesn't have any place to put these strawberries yet. We're gonna have to fix that. But right now, we're cool. We're just picking some strawberries. So let's see here. Where's the entrance go again? Apologize, it's been a while. There's our trading depot. That's where we're gonna be trading. So we want to put our supplies near the trading depot, so that when it comes time for trading, we can just move all of our stuff over there. So we're going to dig a really big hole in this dirt here soon, once our miners are done, which it appears that they are. I'll check on that here in a second. So that we can dig a really big stockpile to hold all of our shit, so that when the traders show up, we just take 2 steps, grab some shit, and throw it in a wagon. Very economical. Don't want to walk too far. Don't want to have to walk all the way to the deep, dark forges to grab that one little spoon that we made for the smiths. So, let's see here. We're going to dig out a little hole right there. And then we're going to dig out a huge room right there. And that will hold all of our stuff. Maybe a little bit bigger, but if we need to make it bigger, we can make it bigger later. Interesting thing about making things bigger is that stockpiles only go to a certain size. I think they can only be like 2x3 or 20x30. Each shift move is 10 squares, not including the square you're on. So that would highlight 11 squares, that would highlight 21 squares, etc. So I think they can only do like 2 20x30 grids. Whatever. We're cool with this. We'll dig that out and we'll be good. Yep, miners were done up there, so they're doing that. Let's go tell them... Oh, no, they weren't done up here. They just really want to dig that out, I guess. Yeah, dwarves have pathing. They decide where they're going to go dig and when. And there's a reason to it. There's a rhyme to their I haven't bothered doing it yet. I'm too lazy. Ooh, is that purple? That is purple stone. What kind of stone is that? Rutile. How much of that is there? Because can we mine out purple? Are we going to be able to make, like, purple furniture? Because that would be awesome. We could be, like, the purple dwarves. Be like Oompa Loompas. Yeah, he ain't digging that stuff out, though. He's working through the other stuff first, you know. Let's see here. That's me. Yeah. I'm being lazy. I don't want to... I'm not interested in purple right now. That's kind of cool. I like purple. But it looks like that's only a small little bit there in the middle of all that other rock. I think that's claystone. Is that claystone up there? Nope, that's quartzite. Oh, and is that the edge? That's the edge of the map. Well, I'll be. Congratulations, guys. We've built up right to the edge of the map. I cannot go any higher. I'm hitting the button. It's not going. But we struck some rose quartz as well, which is also useful. Yeah, there's not really much interesting going on here. I'm sorry, guys. I can only add so much flavor to this. You know, Haldor and Kusu down in the deep, dark mines of Questmines, questing in the mines. And by questing, I mean digging out a huge pit. Let's go ahead and go with our farm and do some stuff with that. So we're up here, we're going to tell our dwarves to put some water there. So I'm going to make a zone. Zones are areas where shit happens. They're interesting. They overlap with some other functionality. Kind of a pain. Whatever. So we'll put down one here, one here, one here, and so on and so forth. I could put down one giant zone overlapping the whole thing, but we don't want to do that, and I'll show you why here in a second. What we want to do is you want to set that as a pit/pond, and tell it that it is indeed a pond. It's not full, but that's okay. Now, you'll note that we can assign animals to this pit/pond. Meaning, if we want to throw in, like, say, the dogs to this pit, we totally could. Now, we're not going to do that, because that would be mean, and I'm not going to allow that, because I am, after all, the head of this Questmines. I am Kurisu. I say no. I'm the expedition leader. However, we may call for that later for other, less cooperative people. Now, this is a pain in the butt, but it's the fastest way to get it done. Yeah, they need an empty bucket, which they're not going to find. And actually, hold on. We're going to pause real quick and head over here, because we need to designate a water source. Hey guys, guess what? This whole area over here? Oopsies, can only make it so big. That area right there? Yeah, water source. Go get it. So they will now go to that little stream over there with a bucket. Once they have a bucket. Who has a bucket? Yeah, we have 4 buckets apparently. Not 5, 4. And they're all gonna go get some water. And they're gonna go up here to our farm and pour water down there. See, they did that already. See, right here, right here. Dusting them